Hi everyone, this is Crimson Wings, and I know it's been a really long time, practically a little more than a year, I think. Well, I'm here to try again. I've got a brand new mic and some spare time on my hands since I've been so busy this past year. And I'm going to re-upload all of my videos of Winter in Fairbrook because the first couple of ones, the audio was so off and so quiet. So here I am to try again. And I think I'm going to go a different route, but it's been so long since I played this game that I really can't remember anybody's name except for his, and I believe his name is Ryan. So anyway, let's get this started. I race up the stairs, one hand firmly on the railing so that I don't slip on the bits of melting snow left by the other students who have passed this way. As soon as I reach my room, I throw myself onto my bed and let out a huge sigh. I'm free. The first semester of college is officially over. Pretty good feeling, isn't it? My roommate Clara grins as she sips up a warm jacket. I'm heading out for a jog. Want to come along? I shake my head and bury my face in my pillow. No thanks, I mumble into my pillow. School may be over for the semester, but I still have like a million things that I have to take care of. Huh? Like what? My parents want me to get a job over winter break. They think it'll teach me responsibility or something. I roll over and stare at the ceiling. I was so caught up in homework and finals, I totally forgot. I didn't even think about it until just now. Claire laughs and grins at me. Is that all? It's hardly a million things. Don't laugh at me like that. It's a big deal. If I don't get a job, my parents say they're going to take my new car back. It's totally unfair. And where am I supposed to get a job now? I don't even have a resume, and I absolutely refuse to be a waitress. I know it's a big deal. It's just that I think I have a solution for you. I suddenly perk up. A solution? You can get me a job? Of course I can, as long as you're okay with a little bit of manual labor. Ugh. I'll take anything as long as I'm not serving food. Well, I don't know if I can guarantee that much. But it's really not such a bad deal. A friend of mine runs a small flower shop back in my hometown. And she's been having a lot more work than she can handle lately. I thought you were from Fairbrook. Isn't that place kind of small? It's minuscule. Claire doesn't seem too fond about her hometown. How much business could a flower shop in a place that size get? Well, most of the business comes from out of state. She ships flowers across the country these days. Wow, how'd that happen? Turns out the brother of one of the farmers in Fairbrook is some hotshot businessman from Los Angeles with serious marketing skills. His son visited Fairbrook last summer, and all sorts of stuff happened, but in the end, the businessman helped her go national. It's a long story, kind of impossible to explain it all in one go. I see. Anyway, since it's the holiday season, she's going to be swamped with orders. She said she could use another hand around the shop. I can't go back to Fairbrook because I'm training with the cross-country team, but I'd bet she'd be happy to have your help. You mean it? She'd really give me a job? Of course! I'll call her up right now and tell her you're interested. I leap out of bed and throw my arms around Clara. Clara, thank you so much! You're the best roommate ever! She grins. Yeah, I know. She pulls out the cell phone and hits a number on speed dial. Let me just call her and talk about it. She waits a few moments as the phone rings. Hey, Susanna, it's Clara. Yep, I'm doing fine. Hey, about that thing we talked about, I really can't make it, but my roommate said she'd be happy to help. Tomorrow? Wow. Clara puts her hand over the receiver and whispers to me. Can you be there by tomorrow? Sure. I responded before I fully comprehend the question. Claire grins and turns back to the phone. She says she'll be there. Great. Clara gives me a thumbs up. Alright, have fun. Say hi to everyone for me, okay? Later. Clara hangs up and tucks the phone away. Looks like it's even busier than she thought. Susanna says if you can make it there by tomorrow, that would be really great. Oh, yeah, sure. Cool. Clara grabs an old sheet of math homework and scribbles an address across the back. That's the place you have to be then. Anyway, I'm heading out. See ya. With a small wave, she heads out, shutting the door behind her. Whew. I throw myself back on the bed in relief. I actually have a job. What a miracle. However, even as I feel myself relax, reality starts creeping in on me. Tomorrow? Tomorrow? How am I even supposed to be doing? I've never worked in a flower shop before. What if I screw up? What did Clara mean that she said I wouldn't be guaranteed serving food? I remember Clara saying Fairbrook is a pretty tiny town. They got internet at least, right? How am I even supposed to be out there? Oops. Oh man, why do I never think ahead? I roll over and bury my face in my pillow again. Maybe I'll just worry about all this later. After a couple of hours of trying to fall asleep, I finally drag myself out of bed and switch on my laptop. I type the address that Claire gave me into a map searcher. It's only a couple hours away if I take the highway, although last time I tried the highway, I nearly totaled my car. Oh well, fastest route is fastest. Might as well take it. I print out the directions and send a short email to my parents saying that I found a job in Fairbrook. That should be fine. I should probably leave early tomorrow, but it's still early evening, so I don't have to worry about it too much yet. I log into the game site and spend the next few hours popping bubbles, lighting up blocks, and smashing monsters. The hours speed by faster than I expect. You're still up? Clara enters, looking tired, but pleased with herself. Her face is flushed red from running outside in the cold. She looks surprised to see me awake. I look out the window, and the sky is already dark. Yeah, what's up? Nothing. I just thought you'd want to get to sleep early. It's a pretty long drive to Fairbrook. It should be fine. If you say so. She shrugs. See you in the morning, I guess. Yeah, see you. I reply distracted. It barely registered to me that Clara gets ready for bed. I finally glance down at the clock on my computer. 2 in the morning? Oh no. I glance around the room at the random clothing and books scattered across the dorm. I haven't even started packing yet. I rush around the room, scooping up all my clothing and other belongings. I honestly have no idea what I'll be needing once I get out there, so I cram my suitcase full of practically my entire wardrobe. Half of my clothes haven't even been washed yet. I guess I can wash them when I get there? It always feels like I'm doing everything last minute. I finally get everything packed, and I rush to print out directions to Fairbrook. It looks like my parents have written an email back to me. I glance over it quickly. They want to know what sort of job it is. I quickly type in flower shop and hit the reply button before rushing back to my packing. By the time I'm done, the sun is already coming up. I guess I have no choice. I drag my suitcase out to my car and toss it in the trunk with a groan. What a way to start summer break. Oops, I said summer. Wow, I expected a lot more traffic due to the holidays. I guess everyone's heading to the airports right now. I situate myself in one of the middle lanes of the highway and zip along without any interruptions. Man, this is boring. I wish I had my MP3 player to entertain me, but naturally it's stuffed in my suitcase along with all my clothes. After a few hours, I pull off an exit and find myself driving through a quaint little town. Is this Fairbrook? I glance down at the printed instructions. Nope. Looks like I still have a ways to go. When I look back at the road, I realize I drifted into the other lane. Eep! I quickly swerve to avoid an oncoming truck, and the driver honks at me and gives me a nasty glare. I guess I should probably keep my eyes on the road. The next 2 hours are much more uneventful, and I finally roll into Fairbrook. Wow, This place is even smaller than I thought it would be. I always thought Clara was exaggerating when she talked about how small her hometown was, but this place really is tiny. A library? Well, it looks like a general store. I'm guessing that small shop with the flowers in the windows is the flower shop. I pull up in front of the flower shop and idle for a moment. The front door swings open and a young woman with blonde curls hurries out with a smile on her face. Natalie! I turn off the engine and slump back in my seat. I've made it. The woman knocks on my window and I swing my car door open slowly. A sudden gust of frigid air fills the car and I wish I had remembered my jacket, but naturally it's in my suitcase instead of on me. Hi. I roll my head back to gaze dolefully up at her. She looks incredibly chipper, especially for how cold it is outside. Susanna, right? That's right. I'm so glad you can make it. Clara told me you'd be coming. Yeah, well, I am here. Oh my. Susanna steps into the side to allow me to exit the car. You must be so cold. Why don't you come inside? I thought you'd never ask. I dart into the flower shop and sigh in relief as soon as I enter the warm building. Here, let me show you to your room. Susanna leads me to a small room in the back. It's pretty barren looking, but the bed in the far wall looks very inviting right now. Right now, I'm so tired that if I had to, I'd throw a blanket over a rock and call it good. I rush towards the bed and throw myself down. Thankfully, it's much more comfortable than a rock with a blanket. Oh, that feels good. Did you bring any luggage? What? Oh, right. It's in my car. I really don't feel like getting up, much less going out, but I should probably go get it. Susanna holds her hand up, as if she can read my mind. You can sleep for now. I'm sure you're tired. You got that right. Just rest. You can start work tonight. Good. I shut my eyes and fall asleep before I can think anymore. Huh? I open my eyes and slowly stare at the room. This isn't my dorm room. It's much too clean for that. I look around slowly, trying to get my bearings. Oh, right. Fairbrook. I sit up at the sound of a soft knock on the door. Come in. The door opens and a young boy enters. I can't tell how old he is, but I doubt he's entered college yet. Hey, Natalie, right? Yeah, are you Susanna's brother? I remember Clara told me Susanna had a brother who stopped by her place once in a while. I always thought the brother would be older, though. This guy looks more like a kid. Oh, no, that's Trent. I just come by to help out sometimes. My name's Jacob. Susanna wanted me to check on you. Check on me? Well, dinner's ready, you see. Dinner? Have I been sleeping that long? I did crash pretty hard after the drive here, though. Oh, I see. Thanks. Jacob shifts uncomfortably. It looks like he's doing best not to stare at me. Is something wrong? What? No, it's just I've never been in a girl's bedroom before. Let's tell him he shouldn't be so nervous because Jacob's so cute. Hey, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a room, isn't it? Yeah. Come on. Yesterday, it was just an empty bedroom. Just because I'm sleeping in here doesn't mean that you should be embarrassed. So, there isn't a problem, right? Yeah, I guess you're right. Of course I am. Anyway, you shouldn't be so nervous around me. I'm going to be here for a while, so we should get to know each other. Yeah, that would be nice. Jacob beams at me. Especially since we'll probably be working together. That's the spirit. Now let's get going. I'm starving. Jacob leads me out to the kitchen where Susanna is already setting out dishes. Oh wow, dinner smells fantastic. Speaking of dinner, I'm actually really hungry, guys. I'm glad you think so. Jacob pulls out a chair for me and takes a seat. Wow, you're quite the gentleman. I am? Yeah, trust me, no guy I know does that. Oh, sorry. Sorry? Why? I don't know, I just thought you didn't like it. I never said that. I think the world needs more gentlemen. I agree. Susanna smiles at Jacob. He quickly looks away. What would you like to drink, Natalie? I have a lovely Rubios tea. Sorry if I totally butchered that. If you like. Or I could get some green tea leaves. Loose leaf if you prefer. Yeah, I don't exactly know what you're talking about. Tea is tea, isn't it? Susanna laughs gently and holds a small glass of iced tea. Not all teas are the same. You'll learn though. We'll start with Rubios. I sip the tea she offered me, and it tastes like, well, tea. Is there supposed to be something special about it? Jacob and Susanna both take their seat at the table. Susanna claps her hands and shuts her eyes for a few brief moments before opening them. Please, help yourself to whatever you like. I scan the table, but none of the food looks too familiar. What is it? Well, that's a baked eggplant, and that's a mix of sweet potatoes and onions. Jacob has already helped himself to a modest proportion of all the food. I don't suppose we could order out for a pizza or something? Order pizza? Susanna looks horrified. Natalie, do you have any idea what they put in those things? Well, no. Exactly. They're loaded up with all this processed meat and cheese and who knows what else. You're poisoning yourself by eating all of that. It's much better to eat natural food and avoid animal products. But it tastes so good. Susanna looks like she's really angry now, but Jacob speaks up for her before she replies. Why don't you ask Steve if he has anything? Who? Oh, that's right. He's in town now, isn't he? Her expression softens a little. Jacob looks relieved. Who? That's right. He just drove in a few days ago. Excuse me, who? I try not to snap, but I almost feel as if Susanna and Jacob are talking over me. Sorry. Jacob apologizes meekly. Steve McFarland. His uncle owns a farm a few miles out of Fairbrook, and Steve visits pretty frequently to help him take care of it. Ah, and he's a cook? No, but he usually brings in some food from out of town. He used to live in Los Angeles. I'm sure the two of you would get along really well. You think so? You're both from the city, aren't you? Totally read Jacob as a woman. I guess. Don't worry, he's really nice. Well, if Shy Boy vouches for this guy, he probably is nice. I guess I wouldn't mind meeting him. I helped myself to some of the sweet potatoes and onions. The eggplant doesn't look too appetizing to me. You can go meet him tomorrow if you like. I take a few bites. The food isn't as bland as I thought it would be. Still tastes pretty weird though. You'll have to go in the afternoon though. Steve always works in the morning. Okay. Although, I don't know if he'll be fine with me just showing up at his door asking for food. Don't worry, Steve's pretty easygoing. I hope so. I finish dinner quickly, despite the fact that I'm starving. I can't really bring myself to eat too much. It's not that Susanna's food is bad, it's just weird. Well, I'm done. I shove my plate to the side. I hope you don't mind if I go to bed early. I'm beat. Well, Susanna looks like she's choosing her words carefully. I had hoped that we could go over the work procedures tonight so that I'd be ready to start tomorrow morning. Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Can we do that in the morning? I promise I'm a fast learner. Susanna sighs. All right, morning it is. As I stand up, I remember that my suitcase is still sitting in the trunk of my car. Oops, almost forgot my bag. Better go get it. Would you like some help? Sure. Jacob throws on a coat and follows me outside. I walk to my car, stepping carefully on the thin layer of snow that covers the ground. It's chilly outside, and with every step I take, the snow crunches slightly before melting under my feet. It's really cold out here. Duh, I'm the master of obvious, apparently. Jacob doesn't respond. A thin layer of frost has formed on my car. I shove the key into the trunk's lock and peel the trunk open. Bits of frost and snow slide down the trunk's surface, catching on the rear window of my car. Jacob reaches in and pulls out my suitcase. He stumbles back a few paces on the ground, steadying himself carefully before straightening himself. Are you okay? Yeah, it's just a little heavy. Sorry about that. I think I shoved my entire room in there. Jacob grabs my bag up to the room and leaves it outside the doorway. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. Jacob beams at me. He looks tired, but he still manages to smile. I'll see you tomorrow. Yep, night. I shut the door, quickly get changed, and leap into bed. What a long day. My stomach rumbles a bit. I probably should have eaten more dinner, but it was just too different. I wish I had at least thought to pack some snacks. Looking at my suitcase, it seems I managed to pack pretty much everything else. Not exactly a stunning start to my winter break, but I guess it's okay. I shut my eyes and fall asleep instantly. My eyes flicker open slowly. Is it morning? I inspect the plain blue walls of the tiny bedroom as I stretch. There's a quiet knocking on my door. Coming. I shuffle to the door and pull it open sleepily. Natalie, are you ready yet? Huh? Ready for what? My groggy mind is still trying to figure out where I am. There's a lot of work to be done today, and it's already 8 a.m. Oh, right. Work. So? Susanna looks distressed. Please, come to the shop as soon as you're ready. Susanna shuts the door, and I stand staring blankly at the floor for a few seconds. I glance over at the bed. It looks so inviting, and I'm still dead tired. It couldn't hurt to lie down just for a few more minutes. Natalie! Susanna is standing at my bed. She definitely doesn't look happy. Huh? Susanna sighs. I'm running behind on errands today, so you'll have to fill in for me. She hands me a cloth lunch bag. Take this to the library, please. What is it? It's lunch for some friends. I bring them food every day, but I can't afford to leave the shop today. Wait, I'm delivery girl now? Why don't you just have Jacob do it? Jacob is currently with his family. He doesn't come by until late afternoon. If you had woken up earlier, you wouldn't have to do this, but I've got orders to fill and no one here can do it except for me. I grudgingly accept the lunch from Susanna. Fine, I get it. Sorry, I was just tired. Susanna looks like she wants to respond, but she just sighs. Please hurry. I dig through my luggage and pull out a coat and scarf. At least this time I'm smart enough to remember to do that. Or maybe I'm just taking my time because I don't like being dragged out of bed. As I trudge to the flower shop, I glance at the clock on the wall. It's 11 a.m. Oops. Okay, maybe she does have a reason to wake me up, but she didn't have to be so mean about it, though. I kick at the snow as I wander through the icy streets to the library. It's only a few blocks away. She really can't just deliver this herself. The library is small, but cozy. A nice place for a nap. Hello? May I help you? She's gotta be the librarian. Look at those glasses. Definitely a librarian. Hey, I got this lunch from Susanna? Oh, of course. Thank you very much. My name is Marion. I'm the librarian here. Marion the librarian? Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Her response is quick in practice. I guess she's heard that joke before. You must be the new girl helping Susanna with her shop this year. Yep, I'm Natalie, although I haven't actually done anything yet, except for bring you lunch. Well, it's appreciated. Did I hear someone mention lunch? A young man with dirty blonde hair appears behind me without warning. Eep! Whoa, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I just wasn't expecting you. Oh, sorry about that. He leans down to get a better look at my face. Oh, you're the new girl. Susie? Does he mean Susanna? Sorry guys, I totally clicked really fast. I'm Trent, by the way. Susie's my little sister. Trent. Right. Clara mentioned that she had a brother. She neglected to include the part where he's incredibly cute, though. I try to respond, but I can't really think of anything useful to say. Marion? Oops. Trent just went through reverse puberty and sex change. Trent looks away from me. Yes? Your editor's on the phone right now. He wants to talk about the contest. Oh, of course. Marion hurries off to the back of the library. Editor? Trent grins proudly. Yep, Marion's a pro writer. Poet, actually. She's the guest judge of a poetry competition in a literature magazine right now. Kind of a big deal. I see. Not just a professional writer, but someone good enough to be judged. She's really impressive. That's really cool. Oh, do you like poetry? Poetry? I don't know the first thing about it. Well, except for I think it's kind of boring. Let's be honest. I'm afraid I don't really get it most of the time. Poetry's too confusing for me. I'm better with people just saying things straight out. I hear you there. Honestly, I can't understand a word of it either. Really? Then why are you here? I work here. You work here? Well, sorta. Marion's really busy with her writing, so I help her out at the library from time to time. Oh, that's nice of you. Isn't it? He laughs. I'm such a nice guy, huh? Well, I won't keep you and your niceness any longer. Have fun at work. You too. He seems much too cheerful for someone at work. No doubt he's here for other reasons. I glance at the back of the library, and Marion's still on the phone. I don't think she'll mind if I leave. Well, that was interesting. I feel like I made a complete fool of myself there, though. Across the street from me, I see a small general store. Susanna didn't say I had to be back right away, did she? Couldn't hurt if I just pop in for a short look. Hello? I poke my head into the store and look around. It's fairly small, but the shelves are stocked high with pretty much everything. You got some bananas, and some scattered apples, and looks like maybe cans of tuna. Tea leaves. And we got your stock of your pills. You got your hydrocortisone right here. You got your methamphetamines right here. This one's definitely cocaine. Anyone here? I sure hope so. A young man with neatly combed hair and glasses appear behind a shelf. Looking for something in particular? No, just browsing. As he approaches me, he looks me up and down carefully. From the look in his eyes, it seems he's processing something. Finally, he arrives at his conclusion. Haven't seen you before. Yeah, I'm Natalie. Of course, the new girl working for Susanna. Does everyone in this place have to refer to me as the new girl? Yes, that would be me. He doesn't seem to notice the hint of annoyance in my voice. Well? Yes. This is the part where you introduce your name? My name is Ryan. Nice to meet you, Ryan. I'm sure the same is true of you. He nods and smiles. Well, it's by the front door. What is? The supplies that Susanna ordered. You're here to pick them up, aren't you? Huh? Oh, yeah, sure, why not? I shrug. Maybe Susanna will forgive me for this morning if I bring her whatever this is. I'm really not in the mood to leave so soon, though. So, do you live here? To some extent. What do you mean? I attend college out of state, but I reside with my family here when school is not in session. That's cool. What are you studying? Biology. Oh, that's interesting. Were you going to be a biologist? He shrugs. I don't know. Seems just like an interesting field of study. I feel like I'm interrogating him. He doesn't seem interested in sharing information unless I ask him directly. I can't tell if he's annoyed or not, though. In fact, he doesn't really seem to care either way. Hey, do you want me to leave you alone? Alone? Why do you ask? Well, it just sort of seems like you'd rather be alone. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a lousy conversationalist. I wouldn't say you're lousy. Well, maybe a little. Do you not like talking about yourself? I guess I'm fine with it. It just doesn't seem like a very interesting subject. He shrugs. Well, don't decide that for other people. I think you're interesting. Hey guys, will you tell me if that's really loud? You do? He looks surprised. Of course. I head for the door and pick up the package sitting on the ground. It's heavier than I expected it to be. Hope you don't mind if I come by later. I don't mind at all. Good. I kick the door open and head out. I walk carefully on the icy ground. The box I'm carrying is so large I can barely see my feet. I stare at the ground intently, placing each step with precision. I step on a particularly icy patch of ground and my foot slips out from under me. Eek! Whoa! A boy with brown hair steps forward and places a hand on my shoulder to help steady me. You okay? Yeah, thanks for that. You look like you could use a little help. He points to the box I'm carrying. Want me to carry that? Oh, yes, please. I quickly dump the box into his outstretched arms. It's nice to meet you. My name's Natalie. Oh, you must be... Yeah, the new girl, I know. He blinks and bursts out laughing. Actually, I was just gonna say Clara's roommate. Oh. The name's Steve. I'm not exactly a Fairbrook resident either, so I know how it feels to be the outsider. Steve. The name sounds familiar. Susanna and Jacob were talking about you last night. You're from Los Angeles, right? Sure am. Drive up here to see my uncle as often as I can. He had a heart attack last summer, so he hasn't been able to do much work on the farm anymore. It's nice of you to come help. It's the least I can do. He's like a father to me. Oh, is your father gone? Steve grins wryly. He's not dead, if that's what you mean, but he's never really been there for me. We're trying to make it good now, but it's awkward, you know? He pauses for a moment to shift the weight of the box in his arms. Oh well, I'm sure it'll all work out in time. What about your parents? What are they like? Let's be really blunt. They're strict, like really strict. I think they're mad at me for not being more mature and stuff. That sounds a little familiar. Actually, it was their idea for me to get a job. I guess they wanted me to learn responsibility or something. Now that definitely sounds familiar. I'm going to take a minute here to say that this is a sequel or a follow-up, I guess, to the original Flower Shop Summer in Fairbrook, or just, Flower Shop Fairbrook. And it follows Steve's perspective instead of Natalie's. And I might have to play it sometime so you can get the full story about, like, his uncle and stuff. Anyway, back to the game. I think you and I are going to get along swimmingly, Natalie. I sure hope so. And you're okay with living out here in Fairbrook? I'm not exactly sure. I kind of sent them a rushed email, but I don't know if they wrote back. Why don't you ask Susanna if you can borrow her computer? Oh, I don't think Susanna likes me very much right now. He grins. Did you get the natural foods lecture? Well, yes, but I also slept in this morning, and so far I haven't been much of help at all. Oh, then we'd better get back to the shop quickly as we can. His steps quicken, and I hurry to catch up. When we arrive at the shop, he places the box back in my arms. Well, I actually came into town to pick up something from the store, so I'll be going now. He smiles and waves. If you ever want to hang out sometime, just drive down the main road until you get to the big farmhouse. That's where I'm staying. Cool. I'm sure I'll take you up on the offer. See you around, Natalie. See you. I turn to face the front door of the shop. I sure hope Susanna isn't still mad at me. With a deep breath, I push the door open and enter. Natalie, I'm glad you're back. I was wondering if... Susanna stopped short at the sight of the large box in my hand. You already got it. You mean the package for you at the general store? I smiled proudly. It's all here. Susanna looks relieved. Thank you. I laid on the ground carefully. What is it anyway? Packing material for shipping out the flowers. I special order biodegradable packaging made from recycled products. Of course she does. Why am I not surprised? Of course, you have to grow the flowers first before you can pack them. I'll show you how to pack the flowers right now, and we'll worry about growing them tomorrow. Alright guys, so this is a part where it becomes like a semi-farming dating sim. It is not really important, but if you get over 400 saved dollars at the end, you get a special ending. It also depends on how high the relationship meter is with the guy that you want to date. So if you want to get a normal ending, it's under 400 and the relationship fill bar is all the way up or nearly all the way up. The special ending is completely full relationship bar over $400, and if you get exactly $400, it's still the normal ending, which is kind of shitty, because I had to play through Jacob a couple of times to get his special ending. Susanna hands me an apron and I tie it around my neck. I follow her through the greenhouse and she shows me the steps to take and arrange and package the flowers. It looks simple when she does it, but I find myself slipping up quite a bit as I try to remember all the rules she set out. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be. Susanna places a hand gently on my shoulder. You'll learn. You said yourself that you're a fast learner. I laugh half-heartedly. Yeah, I did say that. You can buy seedlings from the general store, and I'll give you a little bit of money for that. The door to the flower shop swings open and Susanna beams. We finished just in time. Hey, is everything ready? It is. Natalie was a big help. That's good. Jacob glances in my direction with a small smile. Natalie, could you help Jacob carry the flowers out to the van? Oh, sure. I grab the nearest package. Lead the way, Jacob. Right. Jacob picks up a large package in both arms and heads for the front door. With some effort, he manages to wrestle the door open by pushing the handle down with his elbow. He swings the She swings it open and looks back at me. After you. Well, you're a true gentleman, aren't you? He blushes. Not really. Just a nice thing to do, isn't it? I guess so. He trails after me as I walk into the van. I load up the box into the back. Are you the driver? I turn to him as we head back into the shop. Of course I am. I grab another package and we walk back into the cold. Really? How old are you? Jacob places the box of flowers gently in the back seat. 17. What? You look like you're 12 or something. He looks at the ground. You don't really have to shout it like that. He turns away quickly and hurries back into the shop, and I race after him. I didn't mean it like that. It's just you look so young. As I enter the shop, he walks past me quickly, eyes focused straight ahead. His cheeks are bright red. I grab a box and I run back to the van. Okay, I exaggerated. You look more like 14 or 15. He turns an even deeper shade of red. I guess it wasn't the most comforting thing in the world. Jacob shuts the back door of the van and climbs into the driver's seat. Jacob, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. It's okay, Natalie. I'm used to being treated like a kid. He swings the door shut and starts the van. I stand in the snow and watch as the van rumbles away slowly down the main street of Fairbrook. I think I really touched a nerve there. With a long sigh, I trudge back to the flower shop. Natalie, I just wanted to... Susanna stares at me. Did something happen? She looks worried. Yeah, I told Jacob he looked really young, and I think he got angry. Susanna smiles softly. I see. He hates me now. He doesn't hate you, Natalie. He's just struggling. Struggling? Jacob's the youngest of 5 children, and that's not counting all his cousins. He's always been the baby of the family, and despite being the one who works the hardest, he's just trying to find his own identity, free from what other people think of him. He idolizes everyone who has a lot of determination, but it wouldn't hurt to be empathetic to his situation at all. The best thing you can do is just treat him like a young man and not a child. I guess. Hey, I have a question. Yes? Why are you so nice? I mean, why aren't you so mad at me for yesterday and this morning? Susanna blinks for a moment in surprise. Natalie, anger is an unhealthy emotion, and it clouds your judgment. It's suitable for certain situations, but it's never right to cling into it. I see. Besides, you'll never do your best from now on, won't you? Whoops. Yeah. At least I'll try not to sleep in so much. It's a start. Oh, I almost forgot. Can I borrow your computer really quick? For what? I need to see if my parents responded to my email. You can't call them? My parents turned off my phone service after I got some bad grades on the midterms. Susanna looks puzzled. I see. Anyway, it'll be really quick. Susanna points to a small desk tucked away behind the shelf near the back of the shop. Don't spend too long. I'm going to prepare dinner now, and I suggest you get some rest before it's ready. Sure, thanks. I boot up Susanna's computer and log into my email account. Your father and I are proud of you for getting a job, Natalie, but we were hoping it would be one closer to home. Is there no pleasing him? Next time, they should be more specific about this sort of thing. If possible, please come home for the new year. At least, love, Mom. Well, it's certainly not as angry as I thought it would be. That's good. I hope that I'll be able to leave before the new year. Come to think of it, I don't even know how long I'm supposed to be working here. I guess I'll ask Susanna at dinner tonight. Until then, I'll get some rest. That sounds like a good idea. I head back to my room and sit on the bed. This place looks pretty cozy, aside from the load of clothing and other random things spilling out of my suitcase onto the floor. Great. There's hardly anything here, and I'm already making a mess. I scoop everything back into my suitcase. I really did pack my entire room in here, didn't I? Feeling satisfied with my makeshift cleaning job, I curl up on the bed and fall fast asleep. I rub my eyes and slowly sit up. Something smells good. I stand sleepily and walk into the kitchen. Hello, Natalie. Did you get a restful sleep? Yeah, I think so. And something smells good. Dessert! I baked a pumpkin bread. Susanna points to the loaf of bread sitting on the counter. Oh, can I have some? Not yet. It's still cooling. Aww. Be patient. Besides, it wouldn't do to spoil your dinner. Oh, right. Dinner. I touch my stomach gingerly and it growls at me. I think it's mad at me for skipping out on food yesterday. Hopefully the food today isn't as weird. So, what's for dinner? I try not to sound too worried. Potato and leek soup and spinach puffs. That doesn't sound too bad. It isn't. Is Jacob gonna be here tonight? Not today. He'll come by to work tomorrow, though. Right. We sit down and eat, and I tackle the soup first. I don't know if it's the food or my hunger, but this definitely seems like an improvement over yesterday. Oh my, you certainly are hungry. Well, I was out all day, you know. I spawned through mouthfuls of spinach puffs. Don't forget that there's some pumpkin bread. How could I? Don't worry, there's plenty of space. Susanna laughs quietly and refills my bowl of soup. I'm glad to hear that. By the way, I got an email from my mom. Yes? She says that she and Dad want to see me before I go back to school, like for the new year. Is that okay? Susanna pauses to think for a moment before responding. The busiest days are only the ones leading up to Christmas. I'm sure I can handle demand after that. It would be best if you could stay at least until Christmas is over. Does that sound fair? Yeah, that's fine. I'll let them know. Thanks. Thank you for asking me. After dinner, Susanna gathers the dishes and takes them to the kitchen. I'll take care of the rest, Natalie. You should go to bed early. Why? Susanna looks surprised. Because you have to wake up early for work tomorrow. She speaks as if I should already know that. We'll normally do all the arrangements and packaging in the morning so Jacob can take them all to be shipped in the afternoon. After that, you're welcome to do what you please with the rest of your day. So you may stay in the greenhouse to help me tend to the flowers, and I'll pay you extra if you do. Otherwise, you're free to do as you please with your time. I'm sure you'll want to explore Fairbrook or meet some of the people who live around here. Yeah, I already met a bunch of people today. Excellent. She looked pleased. Anyway, I am pretty worn out. I guess I'll head to bed now. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Yeah, see you. I head to the computer and send an email to my mom. Susanna says I should stay through Christmas. I can come home after that. Alright, I'm sure Mom will be happy with that. I quickly get ready for sleep and leap into my bed. Today feels like it went by so quickly. Then again, I did sleep away a good portion of it. It was nice meeting everyone today. Steve seemed to have a lot of fun. I definitely want to visit him soon. Trent seems cool too. Plus, he's hot. It's obvious he's smitten with Marion though. Bleh. I'm not sure what to think of Ryan. I doubt he's the sort of guy who enjoys holding hands and long walks on the beach. And Jacob, on the other hand, is adorable. I just want to take him home with me and give him milk and cookies. I think he's still mad at me though. Oh well, there'll be plenty time to apologize this month. For now, I should just sleep. Alright guys, so I'm going to try to end it right there. And, because the video is getting kind of long. So, in the next episode, we'll conquer putting our schedule down and getting to spend some time with other characters. And you would think that spending more time with one particular character would help you out to get his relationship level up more. But what you'll find out as we continue playing, that there's different levels. Like there's empathy, and there's determination and smarts. And let's say I wanted to go after Steve. He really likes people with determination, but he also likes people who are kind of smart. I think it's been a while, but you have to level up 2 different types of stats to get with that particular person. So we'll find out all that more, and it's been great seeing you guys again. Ta-ta for now.